Some people seem to move closer to financial freedom every time they get paid. Others work hard for years and still feel stuck in the same cycle. Most of the time, the difference is not just income. It's the habits that shape how a person thinks about money, spending, focus, and long-term decisions. Real wealth often starts before the money shows up. It starts in the mind. Here are 12 habits that can reshape the way you think about money and help you build wealth quietly over time. 1. Pay your future self before you pay your lifestyle. A lot of people treat every paycheck like spending money. The moment income comes in, their mind starts assigning it to bills, food, entertainment, shopping, and other expenses. But people who build wealth tend to think differently. They decide that part of every dollar belongs to their future, not their present. That means saving or investing first, then spending what remains. It sounds simple, but it changes your relationship with money. Instead of seeing income as something to consume, you begin to see it as something to build with. 2. Make impulsive spending less convenient. Buying things has never been easier. A few taps and the money is gone. That convenience is dangerous because emotional decisions often happen fast. One of the smartest things you can do is create small barriers between yourself and unnecessary spending. Remove saved card details. Wait a day or two before buying something non-essential. Take shopping apps off your home screen. These small changes give your rational mind time to catch up with your emotional mind. A lot of purchases feel urgent in the moment, but not after 48 hours. 3. Protect your attention like it has financial value. Your attention affects your decisions more than most people realize. Constant notifications, endless scrolling, random content, and non-stop updates wear down your mental energy. And when your mind is tired, your decisions get worse. That includes money decisions. People who seem highly disciplined are often just protecting their environment better. They reduce distractions before willpower is even needed. A clearer mind makes it easier to think long-term, notice opportunities, and make better choices. 4. Train yourself to admire assets, not appearances. Many people are conditioned to notice visible signs of success: cars, brands, luxury items, and status symbols. But wealthy thinkers often focus on different things. They pay attention to ownership, investments, businesses, skills, and cash flow. That difference matters. What you admire shapes what you chase. If your mind is always impressed by the look of wealth, you may end up spending to appear successful. If you value assets, you're more likely to build something real. 5. Stop confusing busyness with progress. Being busy does not always mean you are moving forward. A person can fill every hour of the day and still make no meaningful financial progress. Wealth usually comes from high-impact actions, not just constant activity. Learning a valuable skill, building a system, or making one smart long-term decision can matter far more than a full day of low-value tasks. A useful question to ask is, will this still matter a year from now? That question helps separate motion from progress. 6. Choose lasting rewards over instant pleasure. The brain naturally prefers immediate rewards. That is why spending, upgrading, ordering, and consuming feel so satisfying in the moment. But financial growth often depends on your ability to delay those quick rewards in exchange for something that keeps paying off later. Instead of asking, "What feels good right now?" ask, "What will benefit me again and again in the future?" A purchase may give you one moment of pleasure. A good asset can keep creating value for years. 7. Build a learning system, not just a content habit. We live in a time where information is everywhere. There are endless podcasts, videos, articles, and opinions about money and success. The problem is not a lack of knowledge. The problem is that most people consume information without turning it into action. Watching useful content is not the same as changing your life. If you learn something important, Write it down, test it, apply it, and turn it into a habit. Knowledge becomes powerful when it changes behavior. 8. Think in terms of compounding, not isolated moments. Most people underestimate how much small actions matter because the results rarely show up right away. One small investment does not look impressive. One chapter of a book does not change your life overnight. One disciplined day seems minor, but repeated actions create massive long-term outcomes. That is how wealth works. That is how skill works. That is how personal growth works. The hard part is that compounding looks invisible at first, and many people quit during that stage. Those who stay consistent long enough eventually reach the phase where the results become obvious. 9. Don't let your lifestyle rise as fast as your income. One of the easiest ways to stay financially stuck is to increase spending every time income increases. A raise feels exciting at first, but if every increase in earnings leads to a more expensive lifestyle, financial freedom keeps getting pushed further away. The better approach is to let at least part of every income increase go towards saving, investing, or reducing debt. This doesn't mean you can never enjoy your money. It means your upgrades should be intentional, not automatic. 10. Measure financial reality, not public image. In today's world, it is easy to look successful without actually being financially strong. Someone can appear wealthy while carrying debt and living under pressure. Someone else can live simply while quietly building real stability. That is why smart people track private metrics instead of public approval. Savings, investments, debt reduction, ownership, and useful skills matter more than appearances. Attention from other people does not build assets. Real financial progress happens when you care more about substance than image. 11. Spend more time around builders than consumers. The people and ideas around you shape what feels normal. If you are constantly around people who treat spending as entertainment, that mindset starts to feel natural. But if you spend time around people who talk about ideas, skills, investing, problem solving, and creating value, your mind starts moving in a different direction. You do not need a circle of rich friends. You need exposure to people with a builder's mindset. That can come from books, podcasts, communities, mentors, or professional relationships. The goal is not to copy someone else's life. It is to expand what your brain believes is possible. 12. Become someone who creates value. At the deepest level, long-term wealth usually follows value creation. People who solve problems, improve systems, save time, communicate clearly, think well, and build useful skills tend to create more opportunities for themselves. Money is often the result of becoming more valuable, not just the result of wanting more money. When you improve the way you think, learn, decide, and contribute, you are also improving the system that produces your financial future. Quiet wealth is rarely built through dramatic moves or overnight success. It is usually built through small, smart decisions repeated consistently over time. The way you handle money, attention, learning, rewards, and lifestyle matters more than most people think. And when those patterns improve, your financial future can improve with them. The encouraging part is that none of these habits are reserved for a special group of people. They can be learned, practiced, and started right now.